It's time again for the Gentleman Crafters Design Team Inspiration Hop. It's June 2021, and my name is Tony Embry, and I'm joining you from my Riverview Creative Studio in New Bern, North Carolina, USA. Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm recording this on Wednesday evening, but it'll be live tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So anyway, I'm going to be doing a project with you. This is my studio, so don't look too closely. It's a little messy. I say design and creativity is messy. I need to get that on my t-shirt. But anyway, I don't want to waste our time, so let me put the camera down and we'll get started. Okay, so the project we're going to do today comes from this. We're going to use a couple sets that are in our annual catalog, okay? So we are going to be using the Flowers of Friendship bundle, okay? And so it comes with, when you order it, if you order the bundle, you get the Flower of Friendship cling stamp set, and then you get this cool punch that punches out lots and lots of things, okay? So that you can get, and so that's what we're going to use as our set. And then we are going to be using the Scallop Contours dies, which have a lot of cool, as you would expect, scalloped pieces. And so we're going to use two of those. I'll show you which ones we're going to use. So there's that. And set that aside. So we are going to be doing a scalloped edge fun fold. And we're going to be using this designer series paper, which I love, and it comes from the Sweet Symmetry, I have trouble with that word, the Sweet Symmetry collection, which is has all of these different colors that we are going to be using, which is the Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Flirty Flamingo, Just Jade, and Night Navy. So those are the colors. Night of Navy, sorry. So we're going to do a card using Bumblebee and a card base, and Bumblebee and a card base, and Calypso Coral. So I'll show you the two that I designed for today. I love coming together with once a month to hopefully inspire you to do something cool. So we are going to, here's my one card design. And so I decided to scallop the edge using this little scallop piece that comes in. You can see, and I'll show you how I did this in a couple minutes. So that's that. And then this little piece here comes from the scallop set, and it looks like a little picture frame. And so I chose to do that one, and that's in basic white. So I chose to use that for that. So I've already pre-cut that out. And then this Flirty Flamingo, I love this ribbon, is new as well. And I know I have it. There it is. So it's gorgeous, isn't it? I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Anyway, so I decided to use that on this card. And let's see, I'll put that aside. Okay. So then these I colored with my marker from the polished pink. This is polished pink, and then this is Bumblebee. This is Jade here. So these are little, I'll show you these little elements. So anyway, so there's that one. And this is the one we're going to do tonight. So it's very similar, except for I did something a little different on the leaves, which I'll show you how I did that. And scallop the edge, set it there. And then this is the paper. So you'll see this paper overlays, there's a little bit of white, and I'll show you the dimensions of that. I've got all the dimensions, and then overlaid. So I kind of like, and I intentionally left a little bit of an edge here. I just kind of liked how it looked. But anyway, I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so I'll put this aside. So we are going to start with a cardstock. And the cardstock is whatever your base card color is. So tonight we're going to be using this particular one, which is the Calypso Coral. Okay. I always want to call it terracotta tile because it's not the same color, but that's the one that comes in my mind all the time, so I apologize for that. But anyway, it's Calypso Coral. So we're going to, so out of one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, the USA measurements, now we are going to turn it on the 8.5 side, and we're going to cut it in the middle at 4 1/4 inches, and by 11 because it's 8.5 by 11. So you'll get 2 of these out of here, and then you want to score it at 5.5 inches in the middle. Okay. So then, how do we get the scallop? Okay, I'll show you. So I really like this. I like something different on my folds. Okay, so what I did, I was messing with it, I'm trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So what I did is I measure in 1 inch. Okay, so I like to do even. So this is 1 inch. You know, depending on what look you want, you can set it for however you want, but I chose 1 inch. Okay, so I'm using pencil, which you could erase if you needed to, but the way I'm doing it, you won't need to erase it. Okay, so then, so what I did was you want to make sure that you see how your scallops go. Make sure, think about it. If you want them to kind of be even a little bit, you kind of want to pay attention to where they are. Or you could just do it and be random, doesn't matter. So I put these little humpy things, little scallops on the edge of the 1 inch edge, okay? So then when it goes through, it'll have the scalloped edge, and the pencil marks will be on this other piece that you don't need, okay? So we'll set this one aside because presto changeo, I've already done it, okay? To save some time. So this is how it looks. Isn't that cool? Okay. So for the designer series paper, which I told you that I was using the Sweet Symmetry designer series paper. So isn't all of it's gorgeous, but see the back? I mean, they're beautiful. So you could choose to use to do one piece on one side and one on the other. You just have to pay attention to the direction that things are going, or not, depending on how anal you are. I try to make sure everything goes the same way, but you can see I've been using a lot of this paper. So this is I'm glad I ordered more than one pack of it because I knew I was going to love it. Okay, so for this card, this is the piece of paper that I used. Move this away without destroying everything. Okay, so isn't that pretty? And so this is the other side of it, which is gorgeous. It kind of reminds me of like a Pennsylvania Dutch or, you know, some little print. Be beautiful wallpaper, wouldn't it? Anyway, so I chose to use the back side because I like the way it contrasted with the cardstock. Okay, so we need to do, for designer series paper, we need to do 4 1/4 by 2 and 4 1/4 by 1. And I've already done them. I just have to find them. Where I go with them? Oh, here they are. Okay. I keep everything in a little box, and sometimes that little box is too big for me because I can't find things. Okay, so these are the 2 pieces, 1 inch by 4 1/4. And so when I did, so this one's going to go here. And so I just kind of, and I didn't leave, and I decided not to leave a border up here because I thought I don't know, I just wasn't happy with the way I thought it would look. So you could do it either way. I just chose for this particular design not to leave a border at the top and bottom, but so here. But before I put this on, this little piece of basic white cardstock is here is where I call it where the sentiment goes. I don't often put sentiments in my cards when I'm making them for myself because I like to write. I like to write in there. So anyway, so this is 4 1/4. Okay, that's the depth by 3 1/2. Okay, so you again could choose to do it however you want. Make it differently. Make it your own. But for what I do is what I chose to do for this one is my stamp and seal. I know I have stamp and seal. There it is. Okay, so stamp and seal. I am going to go ahead and adhere this to the card. So we'll have it there. it's like bubble gum to the way it rubs. Okay, so I put this one on first because that's how it works best for me. Okay, so you don't have to leave much of an edge if you don't want to, but I'm going to leave a little bit of an edge just because. Okay, so there's that. And this would, I'm choosing for this to go up like this, but see, it would be pretty if you did it this way too, but you'd have to cut the paper a different way, I think, because I would want it to be like this. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this one too. These, if you like to do multiples, this is a really good design for if you're going to do production, because you can cut all these pieces out ahead of time. Okay, so that I just light it up. So it just kind of overlaps there. Okay, and then this one is going to go here. And I also brought that away a little bit from the edge because I just like the way it looks. Part of the design. Okay, so this would. Okay, good. I'll have to hold my mouth right when I do this. Okay, so this wood is going to go right here. Eyeballing it. Trying to make sure it's straight. Okay. Good. And if you notice on this one, I stamped that one piece on. And I may do that. I may choose to do that later. I don't know. We'll see. Here's the card. Okay, so this part is done already. And then I have this piece that I've already done. And so glue that on as well and then decorate. You can do it however it suits you. The first time I did it, I adhered it. I didn't adhere to the card till after I until after I put everything else on it, because I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it, and I thought it would be easier to just do it in case I didn't like it instead of putting it on the card. Okay, so that's how it looks right there. Okay, so then let me get my, okay, so here's the Calypso Coral. My ink pad is, I don't know why it's kind of wacko. That was kind of wacko. Okay, so this one says, life is better with friends like you. I love that one. Okay, so sometimes you could stamp this. You could stamp this before you adhere it, but I'm living dangerously tonight, so I'm just going to stamp it right here. I've stamped this one a number of times now, so that look cool. I love it. Okay, I gotta have a pass over. Okay, here. Get that off. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I don't need this right now. Put that aside. So we've done everything on here, but that information will also be included in everything. Okay, so let's see. So I used the blends. I used the for this one I used the dark and the light Calypso Coral to color the flowers. Let me pull those out and I'll show you. I did not do those. Ahead of time because I wanted to do it with you. Okay, but just in case I goofed up, I had a fallback. I stamped that ahead of time. Okay, so so for these, I don't know about you. I seem to start with the lighter colors for some reason, and so I'm just doing. And you know, it's kind of random. I like the white showing up, so I don't really want to. I don't really want to do away with it. But this one though, this is kind of like a little heart, so I color this with it. I'm doing it just because I love these colors. Pretty. There's lots of different ways to do this. I ended up fussy cutting most of this because I find that it's easier for me. I'm still learning how to use the punch, and for some reason I was running into problems using the punch because I couldn't get into the groove, and it seemed like I was wasting paper because I couldn't figure out how to put everything on the, you know, how to stamp things and then punch them out. And if you punch them out before you stamp them, I'm not that coordinated, so I can't do that. So anyway, so I don't know about you, but I kind of like to get in the groove. Sometimes fussy cutting really helps be to focus, and so I like it. So I don't mind doing it. If I was going to do 100 of them, that would be something different. But this part I don't mind, and it's kind of therapeutic. Is it pretty? These colors are so pretty, and I decided to do tone on tone because it's one of my favorite things to do. Because with our products, you know, the colors look great, and they show up, and I don't know. I just love it. So that's, I've been doing Stampin' Up now for, in August it'll be 2 years. And I have a small team. If you don't have a Devo or thinking about, you might want to join and be a part of my team, I would love to talk to you about that. So now I'm going to do the dark color. And we don't have to be in the same town because with all the wireless and all the communications, we can probably talk more than if we lived in the same town, because we could just talk online on the phone. This is pretty, the way it comes together. Let's try to see what I did. Oh, I just did the end. I just did the middle. So because this one's covered up, I only have to color in this one. So I'll color the little wood while I do it. Then I did just a little thing to do here. I find that less is more sometimes with me, and I don't know, I like a little hint, and you know, you kind of figure it out yourself. I mean, with your eyes and everything, you're like, oh, you know, flowers. You look at the flowers in the garden. There's so many different ones, and if you get close to them, it's like amazing. It's like, you know, it looks like God just hand painted them all. They're just amazing to look at. So anyway, so these are my hand painted flowers from the garden. And if you forget and color the, and I did extra ones because, you know, for our video, you never know what's going to happen. But I just did extra ones always that I could use them. It's not like I can't use them. Okay, so then the cool thing about these is that I'm going to use these little ones, the smaller ones, and in the middle of the big one, I'll put a little one there. Okay, put all those on. I only need to do this to 3 of them, so try not to do more. Yeah, put up my fingers. Sometimes my fingers are too big for that. Okay, so then I don't have fingernails, so that's why I do that. Okay, so then I just kind of put them in the middle like that. I mean, you might be able to. You probably could use your bone folder, and if you wanted to, if you're so inclined, you could curl them just a little bit before you put them together. Make them look more realistic. Let's see, here's this one. I know I'm going into more detail, but sometimes I think if we go too fast, I mean, you could always speed it up if you want, but I want to make sure that there's people among us that might just enjoy hearing all these little tidbits and watching me do this. I'm getting a lot of enjoyment out of it anyway. I like creating stuff. And it's been raining. It's like ready to build an ark here, North Carolina. Raining and raining and raining. And we're right by the water, but it's been raining so much that it really is crazy. Really, really is crazy. Because even everything now is soggy. The poor dogs, when they go outside to go potty, it's just like, I'm afraid I'm going to lose them in the mud. Okay, so for these, here's what I did. I use my Tombow. I love my Tombow because they're already here. So this is a fancy way of doing it, right? Not I figured I want them around in these places like this. Like this is kind of where I want them. I try to do an odd number. So you just kind of have to see where do you want it to go. For a minute I thought I was doing something wrong, but you see I have the card. Yeah, anyway, I was like ready to go. Oh no, what did I do? These things look like they're just going to pop off the page. And aren't they pretty? So you can turn the however you want. Isn't that cool? I love it. Okay, so then I did a thing with the leaves because I started doing the leaves, and I wanted to punch some out, but I did a thing with the leaves. You'll notice here. So I did some white woods. I did a bunch of different colored woods. Okay, so I'll show you what I did. Okay, so these I just cut out of the paper, right? I just cut them out of the paper. So I start with these, and you could do the other side if you want. It's really cool. And then you just I kind of slip them under where I want, like that. And then you want something different, right? So you want to do. So let's do this one. So you could kind of layer them, and then you could do this one. You could do this one. You could do it lots of different ways, but this is how I was playing. I love playing with the different designs that you could come up with, whatever suits you. But I need some smaller. I was using my tweezers yesterday, trying to figure out which way it goes. Okay, that's the right way. So things that are they kind of look like leaves, but they don't look as much like leaves when you put the paper on them. But you do it with paper, but they just kind of, I don't know, they just add a little bit of color to everything. Okay, let's see. I got way more than I really need, but I did that on purpose because you never know. And so these I stamped. See, I stamped them before I punched them, so they're stamped on there. I was just trying to inspire you guys to think about other ways of making leaves. Then they don't have to look real. They just have to be the way you want them to be, which is what I really, really love, that we can all choose how something is going to look for us. So I just have lots of different ones to play with. Okay, here. And sometimes maybe less is more for you. Really just, it's a personal thing. Oh, I can't leave that at the fridge. No, you have to get that up here. Get out of the fridge. Okay. And then just keep playing with it and do it the way you want. And go for it. Oops. See, Tony? Okay, there's that one. And you can make these in so many different colors. I mean, can't you just, I'm sure your head's just reeling from all the different possibilities of colors that you could come up with. I mean, the colors are amazing. Color combinations that we have are just amazing. Which is why we're such a good company, because for us creative types, we like to have options. We like to have quality. We're going to spend money. We want something that's going to look good. And our friends are going to go, wow. I'm sure you do too. I have people get my cards. They say, Tony, I have them all at a shelf. I don't want to throw them away. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm appreciative. I understand it, because for so many years I gave Hallmark cards. And I'm like, okay, I paid $7 for that card. It's just gonna, I know 5 minutes afterwards it's gonna go in the trash. So I would much rather write my own sentiments, because I like to write. Okay, so I'm gonna resist to put any more on there. Okay, so I'm not gonna do that. But I am gonna pull out, and we will do a ribbon right there. And I love this. I don't know if you have this crinkled seam lining ribbon, but it's one of my favorites. And you can color it. I'm not coloring it this time. I'm using white, obviously, but you can color it whatever color. Sometimes if you want a ribbon and you don't have the right color, you can use the blends and color them, which I've done. You can do a rainbow one as well, because you could just color it all different colors. So I usually wrap it twice. Wrap it twice because I like the double bow, but you can do more if you want. You can do 3. You could do 1. I just like I compromise and do 2, and then just try to get it tight in the center. Yeah, for a while I tried making my own bows, but my fingers are just, I can't. I've been trying to tie even like a square knot, and sometimes I just had trouble doing that. So I make my bows on this little adjustable bow maker, and it's the best $10 I've ever spent. Okay, so it's cute little ribbons, and so I want it to go. I think I want it to go like right here, but 6 of one, half dozen the other. I put 2 little jobber shoes on it. These little glue dots on it. And let's see. That was all I figured out. So I'm just going to put it out here. Sometimes I put them on the ribbon, but today this one's on my finger, so I'm going to stick it there. Okay. And then just put it on there. And fluff it up. Fluff it up a little bit. That's good. There we go. Cool. So we have that part. We have that done. Now I just put a couple of these silver and clear epoxy essentials. I like different ones. These are the clear ones, and if you use the clear ones, you can also use your blends to color them if you want them to be a color. But I'm just going to use them. I used the round ones on the last one, so I'm going to do these little ones on here. These little diamond shaped ones because I like the way they look. And I always try to do an even number. You could do just 1, or you could do 3, or you could do 5. I usually stick with 3 unless I use something big. And you could put some more in here, but this is all I'm going to do right now because I think it looks great. Okay, so I will have a materials list for you at the bottom, but here is this card, Life is Better with Friends Like You, and I will have these instructions down there too, but you can get 2 cards done with this little scalloped edge. And this is done in the Bumblebee, and I use the Flirty Flamingo on it. Is that pretty? And then I use these little iridescent things. What are they called? They are called opal rounds. See, they're pretty. I like those too. So thank you so much for joining me tonight for the Gentleman Crafters in my June post. And I hope you enjoy it. Send me any questions or whatever. Contact me. All right. And talk to you later. Good night. Thank you.